He was in the, oh, wow. He was in the Man of the Year, it's called the Man of the Year book.
Good morning.
The big book.
I see it tell you on the cars out there. Where is it?
He was here and he had to go somewhere. He ought to be back for it.
Both schoolers for years.
Those are plus pictures.
Oh, Daryl, good job.
Yeah, I don't know where they were. I didn't know.
He ought to be around there soon. Okay. He was here. He got the last one.
This is August.
I got it written down over here. Whatever you have plus, I think 15.
He plagiarized.
Right.
He would take these cards, well now that ain't it, let's see. I think that's all 15. He would take these poems out and rearrange them a bit and then claim he wrote them for Christmas cards.
Yeah.
Is that grouper chicks? Try to sell some grouper chicks?
That's the girls.
That's my brother Charles.
That's the old one.
I have one of me on the sit. No, you won't be able to see this takeaway. Not really, you just can't get him out.
What's this mean? When it's in the leather shirt, the back got to be in seized.
And
Oh,
this Nicaragua
they took the boats.
did the shrimp boats and shot them up the boats and put the guys in jail. And
Interesting guy. He always wanted to have a little story to call it. Kind of keep that was one of his old fishing buddies that he came back with.
well, it was serious. It was the
it was
boat
not
got a
just fun.
share,
It
the
was-
owner got a share, and everybody got. I mean, he was serious.
Oh yeah, no, that was good. That's funny stuff.
At the time, my husband smoked the boat right there. And with the net, you have to keep the lead line low, or the fish will get out. And so Daddy really never had. Damn, Johnny, why don't you just put a cigarette in each hand? And Johnny says, well, I think I will, and threw it down. Daddy.
So, Dad had done this for Grandma. 66, that was pretty
That
cool.
was good, Daryl. Yeah, you were very good.
And I've never really met Granddaddy. I guess he died 2 years before I was born. That's probably the case.
Well, he was a fisherman. Our fishing history goes way back. I don't know if you knew that or not. He was a fisherman, a beach seiner. His dad, well, actually my grandmother's father, buried over here, had one of the first packing houses in Mayport. There was a lot of daddies.
Roving Gambler was his favorite shrimp boat because he was into gambling, and the whole shrimp business was a gamble anyway for him, and so, gambling was part of his life. And later on he got really into gambling, but they had a picture of the Roving Gambler next to the box at Caesar's Palace next to the cage. So, he always put up before he got there. So, the Roving Gambler, and then his favorite song was My Way.
No, his favorite way was my way.
Everything was My Way.
It's gonna
Actually,
be
there was
my
letters,
way.
There's the right way, the wrong way, and my way, and it's going to be my way.
And we keep the flowers up really nice.
It was kind of really
Out
good
here.
with that.
We really get into the cemetery thing.
Yeah, we pulled out our best live sequence before you got here, Sam.
Well, I know he's not really here.
He's not really.
That guy. Yeah, he did. Oh, I know. And what was bad, I was determined, and he died my way.
Well, that was why with the My Way we were kind of reluctant, but that was good.
At the time, I was real determined about that. I may not would feel that way about having my way now because I really go back. We'd gone down to St. Augustine, one of his little boats right after he died. We saw this big boat with my way. I mean, it was like, I know. Oh yeah. Oh, that must be right. That's got to be.
About 2 years ago, and I can't remember too much,
That's all right. You remember now.
And I got 2 implants on my, and the last one that I just had
on the test of the month. And it's getting well, you know, now.
Oh, I'm so glad I found out. Okay, I forgot.
He was well known all over the world. And he was just a producer. You know, he could produce more shrimp than anybody at the time, you know that. And you know, just like in Cambridge and everything, in Tampa and everything, he wasn't no fly by night. You know, he was a big producer. He was everything. And it just well, right there last, he was a gambler too. I don't know if I can
No kidding.
say that. but
Tamara, you just say anything that you know about knowing Daddy.
But he used to just like Robert Thompson used to be a good friend of his, and Booty liked him, and Robert, and he bought Robert a rig and everything else, you know, and he used to fly him and his wife to Las Vegas, you know, to gamble there, like that, you know. And he was just a great man. I think, you know, I like Booty myself. Lots of people didn't like him, but I did.
What was life like out on the boat fishing?
Well, I worked on a boat with Harold Bleifield, my brother-in-law. He was a big, he run one of the boats. He run the Illinois Singleton. Harold did for a long time. And Walter ran no, but he had one of them give that boat too. I never forgot what one Waller went fishing during Christmas Day one time and taking his wife on the boat. I don't know if you know anything about that. You know. Booty paid him so much money if he'd fish over Christmas. You know, like that. Well, I didn't know I was on camera.
This is really. He just holds on right.
Well, how many days would y'all go out fishing when you go?
Well,
Different times.
well, the boat, he had freezer boats and everything too, but you know, we could
See, Daddy had freezers.
freezer boats and ice boats, and
Y'all need a little time or
we
y'all
used to run the ice boats all the time.
Are you hungry for a sandwich or for a meal? There's shrimps. I'm going to get soft shell crab fried sandwich with a baked potato. Usually there's soft shell crab for good.
You know how
You get fried shrimp.
I had clam chowder.
Good. Same as.
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, I was just the spare time. I was just on that spare time because see, I was supposed to run another boat. The Boss. I come and got The Boss, brand new boat from Georgia. And, my character. But I never did actually work for him. You know, it was my brother-in-law Hal.
What's it like on a boat? When you go out at night, start out?
Well, I bet you I run over 50 different boats in my lifetime. And the last one I run was the Samuel for 15 years, the DC Oliver. And we made 6, 8, 10-day trips, not no more than 10-day trip for ice boat and for freezer boat. You know, 20 to 40 days on the freezer boat. One time I made a 40-day trip on the freezer boat.
Would you fish day or night during those times?
Well,
According to what the season?
off here we fish on brownies at night, and in the daytime we fish the white shrimp. You know.
Yeah, because it's according
You
to
know,
what
different seasons, you know, best. But over in Mexico, it was night fishing most of the time. And we done good.
How many people, how many been in the crew?
Well, they generally three men on the boat. That's required,
The captain
being shot,
the
yeah.
captain and 3 men, or
Yeah, two men,
the captain and 2 men.
yeah.
And when you're calling or rubbing everybody, all 3 people are out there.
Well, yeah, you just work together, and most of the time you split.
See, I had gone.
But sometimes the captain takes a crew share, like that.
All
But,
the information was.
Most of the time you have an owner share, a captain share, and a crew share.
but I used to split with my crew because I had my boys working with me and everything, and
If he's ever absent, I ever.
and we've been right here in Mayport for ever since.
Well, the Tuesday, Monday.
When I come to Mayport, it was in 1949.
Was it?
But that's when Booty was just getting started, and that's when he still had the fish out here in Mayport.
That's when he used to go like to the different docks and buy the shrimp like for a pound or a pound, and then started shipping them to New York.
And they were cheap then too.
He was the first one that had that.
We bought. I sold Booty. I sold Booty for shrimp for 22 cents a pound when I had my boat. But that was a lot of money back then. But I can't, it's
I remember in was it 48 or 49, I was in school in Philadelphia, and we used to get a whole dinner with shrimp cocktail for 25 cents.
Oh no! You're kidding! Oh my God!
we used to get. They used to charge 2 cents a pound for head, taking the heads off.
I used to make that money. I used to have shrimp.
Well, everybody around here used to have shrimp,
Well, we made our shrimp money.
And
Call was at 12:08.
well, I have caught some shrimp. I was just like Hal Bothwell. I was a good fisherman, considered a good fisherman. I caught more shrimp. I filled the boat up. And in 2 1-hour drags, I filled the boat up down below, but it was only a 60-foot boat. The name of it was Miss Julie. And
Have you ever been on the shrimp boat? Is there anybody around that has a shrimp boat that we can show him? Would you like to?
they have freezer boats and everything.
And there's no fishing rigs, like commercial fishing rigs around like today.
Most of them at the dock was down there. I think Andrew Thompson there, he's got a freezer.
Things were bad, and Dad gave him a job with the government. And my dad was with the Corps of Engineers at that time. Well, Woody really appreciated that, because that was tough. But he was something. He was a Mayport boy, though. I can tell you that. Yes, sir. He loved to have a good time. He worked hard and had a good time. That's what most of them do. I even tried it one time. It was too hard for me. Right now?
Yeah.
It's tough. I went to Tortugas, worked with Wassy Frank. And then I fished a little bit with Wallace Farm. That's a tough way. And then you'd go out there and you'd work your tail off. I guess Booty must have saved a little money, because the rest of it just spent all out.
And that's what happened to me too. I ended up with just getting Social Security. I didn't have no retirement or anything. But I just sold my house and everything down, and I got plenty of money to take care of myself, if I can do that.
Was you down there when Booty flipped that damn scooter off going around the corner down there one day? You know what a scooter is?
I heard all about it.
Scooter's a cut down car. They used to get them on the beach and race them.
I heard about them and everything,
He hit the sand going down the hard road, and when it did, it just flipped him. He ended up out in the marsh.
I just knew Booty as a businessman,
Yeah.
He done worked for me.
Oh yeah, that was back when
Texas and everything,
he had already gotten up there. Yeah.
He was a producer.
Because once he left here, I never did see much of him. He used to come back and go beach fishing with Robert. That's about it. That's
He
about
owned the island down there, Key West, Stock Island. He bought the whole island there and everything. He owned half of Key West, I imagine, with all the boats and fleet and everything. He was well known all over. And he had 2 or 3 fish houses out in Texas out there, and he wasn't no small man. He was the biggest.
But everybody, that's what I hear.
Yeah. He was it. Are you living here now, Daryl? Or you weren't here for a long time, were you?
No, I lived in Tampa 5 years and Key West 5 years.
Yeah.
On the shrimp business. And Dad died, I came back up here and got the real estate business.
Yeah. Yeah, Booty was a hell of a guy.
How you said your dad gave my dad a job when
Yeah, back, I guess this was back in the 20s, close to the 30s, because I was born in 28, and I don't even remember Booty working, but Booty used to come.
Remember, I found a seaman. I found those papers.
I don't know how much older Booty was than me, but it must have been at least, I'd say 10 years maybe. See, so we weren't, I know of him, know what he did and everything, and Robert and I are the same age.
Oh, you and Robert same?
Yeah, and Robert and I came up together, and I know he came back and go fishing with Robert. He just enjoyed doing that, man. I think he'd rather beach fish and do anything. Is that right? I said he'd rather beach fish and do anything, though.
I loved it.
He just loved it.
Absolutely loved it.
And that's the way he came up. That's where he got his first start. And he just loved to do that.
So, yeah.
I mean, just
Walter's
fishing
at
off
the dog tracks.
Walter's gambling somewhere. I don't know. Where's Robert? He coming by?
Robert's supposed to come by around too, so I think I'll go try and call him.
Yeah.
Make sure. I hope he comes, because he's one of the main.
Well, yeah, because you know, he and Robert.
Walter,
Like I
Walter
say,
grew up with
I
him.
guess Booty must have been.
I guess about 6 or 7 feet.
He's
Probably
76
about-
now. He would be 76.
All right, well, he was 10 years old.
This boat out.
That's what I figured, about 10 years. And so Robert and I were the same age. And then when he and Robert started getting together, when Booty wanted to go beach fishing, he'd come back and get with Robert.
So who all's in the game?
Ain't nobody on the boats out here. Colleen ain't here, and
Anyway, so
Margie, are you going to tell them about Booty? Hi, darling! I'm with some friends over here. I invited them to come to us. This is Clint's boy, John. He looks just like Daddy. Hi, Daddy. Booty's we're good friends, and my mom loved Booty. And he was just a special person in all of our lives. Margie, speak up for Booty, please. You know he's very well. Yeah, well, I'm sugarcoating a little bit. She was saying someone. Most people from Mayport are good looking, as you can tell.
And modest too.
And modest.
that's the first. Miller's so shy. She comes up, she says, I want to come this is and think of if you happen to see like a beach fish in the middle of the road and then a whole truck, and that's how a millionaire got his start. It would tell you a little bit about it. Just don't sit in those
I will tell you what my daddy always said over all of Booty's. He would, Daddy had a service station, and he would keep Booty supplied with gas for the boat, fishing rig and all. And Daddy always said he's the one that put Booty in he always
furnished his gas.
He furnished the gas, yeah, oh yeah.
That sounds like Thank God. Oh, I'm a nervous wreck. Thank God they came.
And they all went to a hotel one time. And Daddy, you know, he didn't have a suitcase. And Booty told Daddy, please don't pack his clothes in a golf ball box no more. And it embarrassed him. He loved to tell that on Dad.
Well, Charles took me fishing a few times. We were wondering maybe that's where he learned his fishing.
Oh, y'all a minute.
Yeah, like you're trying to pull one in and it hits the side of the boat. He goes, well, shit, you're trying to slap him off on the side of the boat.
I just told them where you were, and they said it's next time.
They'd like to fish there. Is that Charles over there?
Oh, it don't look like in there. But it might be. You can tell, isn't it?
Yeah, he'd call and he'd say, is there anything there that we could have some lunch? And there was all kind of places here to eat and everything. But I'd say, well, maybe just some old rice and tomatoes or something like that. You know, that's the stuff. Do you mind heating it up? I said, no. And he'd come and eat that instead of going to a restaurant. He was like a home person.
That's true.
And he was, in his true role, I always see if he could have been one father, one husband, that was the basic, that was there. Money does a lot of things to you, and life changes, but that was there. So I think that's a kind of important part. And after that, he was very nice. And you take a person that starts off with nothing and makes such a thing as his life, that's who knows what we would do. Nobody knows until but he was sure, a lot of people do it, and that's for sure. He touched a lot of people's lives. Yeah, in ways of fun. I can remember when y'all was on having when y'all were all doing your trips to Las Vegas. Now, before Las Vegas, we bought y'all those outfits. I've got those pants still at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with the big tiger down the leg.
Yeah.
You remember when all that was going on?
Yeah.
Y'all was having a ball.
And you still got those?
Yeah, you did. They were his pants.
Yeah.
They got he used to give Daddy some clothes every once in a while.
That's what he would do every Christmas. He was a clothes person. He just had
Horse.
Well, he would buy something or somebody give it to him, and he'd wear it a couple of times, and he'd wrap it up and give it to us. I mean, give us whatever we wanted for Christmas. We'd make a list, and then he would give us his old clothes, which was really like an extra bonus because it was always new. And my husband and my sons would just look forward to what kind of leftover, you know.
Well, it was fun.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, it's exciting to be around a millionaire for a short time. You know, it's exciting because the lifestyle is so different. But we always think about him coming back. Remember, he and Robert, fishing buddy from the fishing days in Naples when they took boats and thing. That was his true love. I really think that type of life. And if he'd have just found that out a little sooner, I think that was.
So I'll be going down. I don't know if I'll get to go down.
Don't you think he's some of his happy times when he go back to fishing or go and hang around all the time?
Well, when he was real depressed and we brought him back here, that's when his heart really started back in.
I want to be here for that, so I might wait until Sunday
You see a hard driver
evening.
drives
to
it.
go.
I think he would have considered
Yeah, we're
working
coming today. Oh, no.
He worked day and night. He would go spend the night. In other words, have like the jetty jam where you go down and you take your turn. They would have to wait their turn. They'd take turns for the jetty jam, or whoever would be there first. So he'd go spend the night there, stay days to get his turn or get to be the one when the other one's finished or catch the time just right. He would work day and night.
He was real competitive, and the way he really got to start with his boats and all, he had competition between the boat captains. Like whoever had the most shrimp. Did y'all mention that?
No, I think you're telling me this
the one that had the most shrimp for the week, he would give him a bottle of whiskey or something competitive to do something, and he had, and it worked. It worked real well. It produced some good shrimp. Their best, and they had a lot of fun with it.
That's good. I forgot.
That was here in Maplewood. I remember that.
And he started that out when he hardly had money to do.
There was no money there.
Yeah,
you know,
and he still would give. And then later he'd give plaques and a lot of
it got a lot
everybody.
bigger. This was just here when you first was starting out. Say just starting out with your first boats and the first few things and money tight and all. But he knew that was a good way to go. And it worked. It really did.
Learning some things, huh, that you learned.
You had to have a certain fondness for pure work because somebody in that position, if they're a pusher, they could take it out on all the it'd be easy the other way. You must have a special.
Yeah, it takes it's like a leader type thing.
Are we on tape? We have something to say if we're not.
Okay.
If we're not on tape, I can say something. Am I on tape? No, I'm serious. Am I on? Well, you can go down on the, no, this is serious because it's about people, family is not here. Or Henry Sr., and there's so much love for my dad.
I remember I went to Tampa where he had built this business. Well, I really didn't realize how big it was, you know. And so one evening he took me over there and he was showing me the plant and the offices and all the things that were there. And he said, you know, he said it's something to be responsible for that many people. And I was seeing a side of him that he really did take that seriously, that part of it, he did. And I was real impressed because I had no idea it was that big.
He was under a lot of stress.
Yeah, but it was a big operation. Yeah. And that was what he got out of it, telling me about.
Well, he threw a big party for her mom.
Yes, he did. And my mother and daddy, which my daddy and his mother were brother and sister. So that made us close in that respect, first cousins. And also some friends of his that grew up, which Miss Arno, Miss Alice Arno, and they, this was after they were real old and everything, and so he gave a big party down at Bleifield at the inn, and gave them each $5,000, which is a lot of money to them to help them, you know. So you give each one of them, and we all enjoyed the party. I've got pictures of that.
Yeah.
You got pictures.
Yeah, but everything mine's packed away because I'm hardly affording. No home movies though, huh? You got a few home movies at Daddy. You do. Yeah. Yeah. At what, Causeway Inn or? Yeah. In Tampa? Mm-hmm. No fishing stuff. Or clam digging or? No. That's a shame with all the movie cameras. You've always had a movie camera. Yeah. Well, I've got a lot of pictures of the clam digging and all. Yeah.
That's right. He come back that time when we all went.
Almost every weekend for a while. Take us all clam digging.
Yeah, I just thought about that. He sure did. He'd come back, he'd get a gang and go clam digging, but I went one time.
Marjorie's our fancy cousin. Her hair always looks nice.
No, it wasn't that. It was just, I didn't know that you go across the water and then you cross, you go way, way back and you keep going and going and then you wade through this
into
water.
The marsh, huh?
And then
you get mud up
Then you get stuck in the mud.
Then you get stuck in the mud. And then when you got there, you stopped and you stooped down and you had this thing that you dug with. And I had this all my life. I didn't know you did.
I would use my hands if you like. That's like hunting Easter eggs.
Wearing on the boat.
Let me go out there.
Yeah.
Have a rain suit and boots.
Rain suit.
And rain suit keeps you getting wet up. That's what keeps you getting wet.
What kind of rain suit? Long jacket?
Yeah, that's two-piece.
Yeah.
Two-piece jacket. Two-piece jacket. That keeps you from getting wet. Because it's like when you pick it up, the net be going from one side to the other side, you get wet up. That's why you wear rain suit. Okay. And sometimes you put on gloves. Keep your hands from getting messed up, dirty, whatever.
You're wearing boots most of the time.
That's most of the time.
And people came out and everything, and it just cheered him up so much because the black people loved him.
Right. Everybody loves him.
See, he just
He was a nice
loved
person.
y'all and liked y'all to anybody from Mayport to be fishing.
That's right.
So that's why I told him, I said, I hope I can see one of our black friends in there.
Right.
I'm so excited to get to see him.
He had a whole lot of friends. Everybody liked him because he was a well-known stuff.
Treated you right.
Yes, ma'am, he did. It was very nice. Anything that we needed, I always get new books.
He needed something he
Well known.
If the weather was real hot, what would you likely to be wearing? The weather was real hot.
Oh, they like t-shirts, something like that.
T-shirt.
They cool. Now, if you got a book like air conditioning, that's different. Air conditioning books.
Yeah.
Air conditioning, you know.
Now, when you would see Daddy, how would he be dressed when he'd come down to the docks?
He'd be sharp as a tack.
But what would he do down on the dock sharp as a tack? All dressed up.
He'd be all dressed up.
Sometimes he'd have like khaki pants.
Sometimes he do. Most of
How would he dress?
he with khakis most of the time, and sometimes he be just especially he's going to take care of business.
Huh?
He's going to take care of business, he'll be able to do it.
Jacket.
Yeah, I like it.
Right down on the dock.
That's what I put about it. That one picture had.
Clothes that was, we burnt the
You
clothes that
want
was on
working
his body.
clothes? You want working clothes?
Yeah.
Oh, and when he was how old now? 35?
Well, we're trying to get kind of a feel
Kind of a
for
feel, yeah.
maybe when he was maybe still beach fishing or maybe.
And they usually would turn them down.
That's where he got
You're
the
talking
nick-
about the high ones turned
See,
down.
that's where he got
Yeah.
the nickname from, Booty.
Very good.
Needed that one.
These are things that really make
Yeah.
us, make
That's the
something-
key, don't you think so?
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, you know where he got that
Actually,
name
I've heard
from?
2 or
He
3
did not
stories, but
get
go
it from
ahead. How did he
boots.
really get that story? Let's hear
He
it.
didn't get it from the boots.
What do you get?
His mother had a younger sister, and whenever he was a baby, she would say, "Come see Aunt Levy." She says, "You Aunt Levy's little beauty, Beauty."
Mhm.
And it turned out to be she was doing baby talk to him, and of course I wasn't back there, but his grandmother told me these things about him. And because I was asking her, I thought it would come from boots, and going on the beach and
I
fishing
think that's
and
the one
wearing
Dad
boots.
claimed if someone was not. I know. I don't think he likes it.
why they
I don't
like
think
the
the
other
little beauty was
He
didn't
didn't
go for
like
part.
that.
Go for that.
He didn't like that. So he preferred to be called, well, in fact, there's when I first met him, he told me his name was Booty, B-O-O-T-Y. And he says it's a nickname. And I said, oh, really? And I don't think he ever did tell me where it come from. Mom told me where it come from, his mother, see, after we got married. And his aunt would pick him up when he was a little baby, and she said, come see Aunt Levy. She said, Aunt Levy's little beauty. So it come from the word beauty, B-E-A-U-T-Y, and it turned out to be Bookie. Aunt Levy's little Bookie. You know, but we like boots because that was more masculine sounding, you know. At least that's what I liked.
I like though the idea that he would be wearing high boots turned down.
Yeah, yeah, and so the name did suit him after he was so gung-ho about beach fishing, because he used to work on a dredge boat, and he quit that to go beach fishing.
How old was he then?
Oh, young. He was
18,
only 18 when we got married. And
How old? I'm sorry.
he was 18 and I was 18 when we got married. And he had just turned, I'm 6 weeks older than him, so we just both were real young when we got married. But he wanted to quit. He was on a dredge boat, the USS Hopper dredge. What did it call it? The Manhattan. It was called the Manhattan. I guess you might have known that.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? And so he was on that for a good long while, and then we come back to Mayport, you know, to visit. And he had so many weeks that he'd get off of the ship, you know, he had coming to him. And that's when he quit and went told me how much money he could make beach fishing. Which he did, it was quite successful, you know.
How old was he when he beach fished, Mom, during those years?
Real young. Charles was a baby. About, well, he did it for a long time. Trying to think. He was about probably 22 or something like that. He wasn't any older than that. If he was that old, I don't even think he was that old.
And he was a success at that time as well?
Yeah, yeah, he always did good. That is, he and I paddle fish. We had 3 then, I think, didn't we, when I was oh, y'all wouldn't remember.
No.
Daryl especially wouldn't
I
remember.
remember.
Before my time.
Yeah, way before your time, Daryl. But do you remember it, Penny? Whenever
Oh,
we
gosh,
would,
yeah, I remember living on the
yeah.
dock.
And we went through some hard times when we were peddling fish. Some of the kids would come in and turn the water hose on us. Real nice little kids had him on a big
Those rich little kids squirting fishermen down.
When you say peddling fish, you mean like going door to door and say you want to buy some fish? Is that what you're saying?
No, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He would drive up
The
his
rich little
little,
kids is
That's
squirting.
his little cut off,
That's what
whatever
Penny
you,
knows.
what kind of car was that he had? It was a cut down, cut off with a
What they
little
call
The
Oh, a
skeeter.
skater?
skeeter, yeah.
See? Skater?
And he would, we just, he'd knock on doors, but then it got to where whenever we went up there, we didn't have to knock on any doors, cause he did sell real good fresh fish.
Stephen's kind of going back.
They were practically jumping when he was cleaning them, it's no lie, I mean, he was very good when it come to selling fresh stuff. He never tried to pull stuff over on anybody when he got, I think that's one reason he was so successful, cause he was real particular about, what he sold, you know. And, so, but that didn't last too long, because he graduated, you know, from that on up to a little bigger truck, and then started going around to different places and selling, the different, food, that served seafood places, you know, he sold in, and he did, what's the name of the guy uptown there that was there so long?
Harry Alcott.
Alcott.
Very on time.
Now, he would go, he went up there for a long time and would sell his overflow to him, you know. And, that's been a long time, ooh. Wonder I can even remember that. But, he was a very, very good fisherman. Is anything else you wanna know about him?
Oh, keep going, you're doing good.
No, I don't think I am either.
So how long he peddled fish? He was about 22 when he was doing that.
Yeah.
He was beach fishing and peddling shrimp at the same time.
Fish.
So
Well,
fish?
he would beach fish in order to get the, not shrimp, fish.
Fish, I'm sorry.
Just
To
fish,
get the
no
time
shrimp,
Beach fisherman, yeah.
no shrimp
Yeah,
at
fish.
that time at all. And then later on, he got the dock, you know, the one that, what's the name of the old man that,
Marvin Lane.
yeah, it wasn't Mervin.
Mervin.
Let's see. And, then he buy everybody's fish and shrimp and everything else that they brought into the dock at that time. I'm trying to think who was a baby at that time. My children. I believe it was,
We all were.
might be you, I think it might have been Mark, at Charles P. and Mark. And he was naming his boats after, as he was getting one boat, he would name it after the newest child, you know. But, and his first 3 boats were the, I guess he did name one after Charles, didn't he?
Well, he named the first one after
You.
me.
Yeah, right, that's what I was getting.
Number one son.
And he finally named one after Charles, I think. It was a long time.
Later on.
That was not his, Penny was his favorite, cause she was a girl, you know. His boys kinda, they
They were grandma's favorite. They were mom and grandma's favorite. That was
Daryl ended up, the boys, I think Daryl ended up being the favorite, which was perfectly all right. Daryl got a little positive recognition towards the end.
Well, that was another
Dad
whole new story there,
designated-
so I won't go into that one. But I think he felt bad because he wasn't too acquainted with Daryl. you
Yeah,
know,
no,
so
Well,
he-
no,
I say that with
never
reverent,
grew up with
So he did want to
respect.
get acquainted with him, I'll give him credit. I was glad he did, Daryl, you know,
Yeah.
'cause you,
So I'm just trying to get.
Yeah.
He was beach fishing and peddling fish, and then he got the dock. When does the war and all this? When there
yeah.
kind of a major
yeah,
war
oh,
somewhere in
yeah,
here? And I
let's see.
kind of. I mean, how does that in
Which one of y'all
time?
was born in 42? You
Me.
Mark? I think that was
I'm
the
in
war.
41 one.
1941 and
41
42.
and 42.
Was
They
the
didn't
war.
take Daddy.
So what was he
because-
doing during the war? He was still beach
Well,
fishing.
Yeah, commercial fishermen, they would not
he did
take-
not have to go because
he
he was
fed the
more
home folks.
important as a furnishing food, you know.
Yeah.
So he didn't try to get after it.
But he was still beach fishing, yeah,
Yeah.
during the
Oh,
war.
yeah.
So he didn't get his dock until after the war.
No, he didn't get his dock until a little later on. I don't know, just.
When you say he got his dock, what did he do? He bought a dock or
Well,
rented a
no,
dock?
he rented the dock to start off with, and then I leased it, I believe. He may have leased it, and later on, did he buy it?
I was old enough to remember that every night he'd always say, "Good night, don't let the bed bugs bite." So I was
Yeah.
like,
That was
I was born in 41, so I would say I was 5 or 6 when he got
Do
his
you
first
remember-
dock. He
well,
leased
it was
the
shortly
dock,
after the
and
war.
then he
Mark,
started buying shrimp
whenever
boats.
we finally got the dock, though, you fell overboard like to drown.
Yeah.
No, me?
Mark.
Which one?
Oh,
Oh,
Mark.
did too.
Yeah, we found him
I
floating.
never did
He's
recover.
never been the same.
How old were you?
Just can't do without oxygen that long, you know?
No,
Who saved you?
infected me.
Who saved you?
Microwave, what do you want me to put it
Well,
on?
just take it out and see if it's thawed out some.
You didn't put it on anything.
I put it on defrost.
For how long? It's not even look like
Oh, put it on about.
I remember when
About
Daddy
10 minutes.
jumped over and saved a black man. It was, back then you didn't have
Yeah, he let me drown.
resuscitation. Somebody else jumped in after Mark. The guy barfed all over the
When you
place.
see somebody.
Debbie
Who
C.
was it
Greenlaw.
that saved you?
Let me see.
My daddy saved, when I fell over, my daddy jumped in.
He
I was
said somebody
literally-
after you.
Yeah.
Somebody else went after him, but
No, he didn't know.
Delegated authority.
He didn't
Real good, delegated
he
authority.
didn't even know that Mark, he didn't even know
I
Mark
fell
had
over. I
fallen
remember the
overboard,
black.
you know.
Yeah.
Going over, it was horrible.
You see?
But,
I was going from a shrimp boat to a
I
dock.
tell you, he was,
What happened with you?
he was one of the
I fell
hardest
through
fishermen,
one of
I
those
think.
little holes in the
Come in.
What
dock.
the holes? Our
In the
dock,
dock?
Yeah.
Fell through the little holes in the dock.
our dock was in a little area repair at the time. We didn't have much money.
Well, they used to have what they called a jetty hall. You probably ain't interested in all this stuff, are you?
Yeah.
And he would go down and camp all night waiting for the jetty hall, because that's where he caught more fish than any other time, So they take turns, the fishermen would, different ones that were fishing at that time. They had a lot of beach fishermen.
Wasn't Dad the
back then.
most successful beach fisherman?
Yeah, oh yeah.
He was a very
Yeah.
hard worker.
He just had a natural, whatever you wanna call it, for it, but knack for it, right, or something. He could almost read the fish's minds, I
Really?
guess. He knew just exactly where they were gonna be.
He had a sixth sense of
Oh, which was gonna be the best
sensitivity
haul,
about
and
exactly where the fish
where
were
it was gonna
moving, when
catch
to
them, and
It's amazing.
it ought to be time, and especially after a northeaster, that's when the fish would usually hit the beach a lot of times, trying to get out of the rough waters, I guess. And he was a very, 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 very good beach fisherman, I'll tell you. And later on, when he got his boats and everything, he was a good, what would you call him, not manager, what was he, owner, I guess, yeah.
Entrepreneur,
Yeah,
successful
whatever he was, yeah.
businessman, yeah. Very
That's
Very-
interesting, that he.
He never
not-
actually shrimp.
He knew the business,
He
and he
did.
did the business,
Right.
where a lot of businessmen have never even got their hands dirty.
Mhm.
That's very interesting.
Oh, yeah, he was
Started
right
from-
there, him with
He's
him.
a self-made man.
Yeah, he
It's
was.
a real proclamation.
He did the whole thing.
I got a picture you might
Self-made,
see.
exactly.
That's on the turtle when Daddy was around that age. That's a good facial picture in my.
Yeah, I was thinking about the turtle.
Yeah, I'll try to
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah. But one thing that always struck me was, and I remember when they changed Dad's, where Grandma used to live?
Mm-hmm.
It was the place where Dad brought his catch and he washed it down and all, then they made a little house out of it for
Mhm.
Grandma. And when Dad used to come and take Penny and I on trips and up the East Coast and down, he always went back
You
to
know
fish
the
fishing.
winters if you're hot.
Really?
Always
He
went back
loved
to it.
Oh,
You
no,
like-
we got
Yeah.
the heat on, beg your pardon,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
remember the nets he used to have like a grandma? That was when you and I were 6 and 7 and 8 years
Mm-hmm.
old. Dad was the beach fisherman then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He used to take us, and we'd camp out at night with them
Yeah.
when they'd fish. There was a big building. We'd sleep on the beach right on by the
Oh.
ocean,
Yeah.
and that was always real, fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
He always tried to. He made fun out of a lot of things. I mean, even he was a hard worker, but he always was causing.
He enjoyed
Things
it,
to happen,
gave you the
yeah.
feeling that he
Uh-huh.
was
Right.
enjoying it.
Right.
Yeah, he was we enjoyed that so much.
And yet it's such very hard work,
Being a
isn't it?
fisherman.
Very hard.
Yeah.
I mean, just physical labor, it's
Yes.
really
Yeah,
tough,
oh, yeah.
really hard work.
He broke.
Very difficult.
Against the weather and
Right.
everything else that has to do with it.
Exactly. It was like him against nature.
He broke his leg